We are not happy about it. But when you are in the air, most of the time, sometimes these things happen.
Now, obviously, our understanding of the armed forces is they sort of help protect the territorial integrity of Nigeria. We found a situation where the police have been overwhelmed by some of the challenges that they face. And so we've had the army and other parts of the armed forces deployed to deal with, problems that are internal. I know you are in the Northeast fighting Boko Haram. I know that you are in the Northwest fighting the people they call bandits, and parts of, North. So where else is the Air Force deployed? Are you at all in the East? Because, we hear rumors of, things being done to secessionists or people who are sort of causing trouble in the Southeast. Can you confirm where you are operating?
The Nigerian Air Force is operating in all joint operations in this country. In the Northeast, we are in Operation Hadinke. In the Northwest, Operation Hadarin Daji. In the Southwest, Operation Awasi. In the South, Operation Delta Safe. We're also providing close air support to our troops in the Southeast and all over the country. Wherever there is a joint operations ongoing, the Nigerian Air Force is fully engaged there.
So given the scale of the issue in the Northeast, where we're dealing with a full terrorist army and been doing that for 10 years, there's kind of adequate understanding, I think, in the minds of Nigerians about, what sort of operations you'll be doing there. The same thing with the, Northwest. We're not quite clear what you're doing in the Southeast, given that what we're dealing with is a group that is looking for independence and is not so much an army, and they don't seem to sort of be as dangerous, if you like. At least that's our perception, as the people in the Northeast and the people in the Northwest. So what is the Air Force doing dealing with essentially people who are saying we don't want to be part of Nigeria, give us our own country?
Like I've told you before, once there's a joint operations, you have all the services involved there, and we can't be left behind. We have to give support to our ground troops.
You don't think it's an overkill?
We are just supporting ground troops, and that is what makes the difference with what we are seeing today in the armed forces. We are all working together.
Overall, your outlook seems to be upbeat about your ability as the Air Force to contribute to securing Nigeria and making it safer. But sort of given the sort of major issues that we see across this country, I want to try and put you on the spot and ask you whether you can give a timeline based on being a professional and used to sort of fighting, when Nigerians can expect to be able to fully go back to their farms, to their schools and all of that. What sort of, when we started with Boko Haram, it was 10, 12 years ago. Are we going to be still having this conversation in another 10 years? Or are you hopeful that
I'm very confident that like I've told you where we started with the kind of the level of cooperation we have seen that these service chiefs have brought to bear, and of course with the fact that we've been receiving new platforms and the fact that the morale of our troops are high up there. I tell you, I assure you, and I assure Nigerians that, it's just a matter of time before things begin to go back to normal. All we are looking for, all we are begging for, is for Nigerians, aside being patient, which they have exhibited over time, is the fact that, please, this war we're fighting can only be achieved if we all join hands together. Please, in terms of providing that information that we require, in terms of support for the armed forces. And when I say support, I'm talking about, avoiding spreading rumors, fake news that will dampen or that could dampen the morale of our troops out there. I've seen how other countries treat their armed forces. The armed forces that are far less, combatant or sophisticated like the Nigerian armed forces. Let's get a little of that. Let's get that support that other countries give to their armed forces. And I assure you, when we put our hands together in all of these places, it's just a matter of time before. Because for the enemy, we tend to underestimate the enemy himself, because he is also, using the media, using localities and all of that to win hearts and minds. He's also doing the same thing. But if he sees that we are united against it, I tell you, you will see some of them begin to come out and even surrender. And that's what we're even seeing in the Northeast. The surrendering is not necessarily an infight between the sides. It's the fact that they have seen that Nigerians are beginning to unite, behind the armed forces. And of course, with the firepower that the Air Force and other agencies have brought to bear in that entire operation itself.
Thank you very much for your time. I'm really grateful.